Howdy y'all, welcome to episode 2 of This Old Outhouse. On this episode, we're going to cover what to do when you snapped off that stud. Now, we already covered the extraction, I know, very anticlimactic. Sorry, it was just easy. It never happens. I figured recording, I would have snapped off the extractor, it would have just been a whole scene. But no, it just came right out. So this is where we're at now. You see how this one has a nice stud on it. This one, I've already ground down, so it's nice and flat, and you might be able to catch a glimpse. I've got score lines. Now this was super easy finding the center on because it's already a hex, so I'll just have to score from one side or the other. Now I know where my center is. Now your chips will tell you a lot. Focus on that. There we go. The chips coming off will tell you a lot. If they're really small, it means you're going probably a little too fast and the material's too hard. Maybe you need a little bit of lube. Now, I don't expect anybody to have these, but in my previous profession, I have stepped reamers. Now, if I could find the 7mm bit that I need to do this, I would have done that. Or, excuse me, number 7. So in my search for a number 7 drill bit, I didn't find it, found my reamers, and instead of boring you with just watching me ream out a hole, I did find my tap handle that I needed earlier. Well, I guess didn't really need. Now, when you start a tap, you're gonna start with even, smooth pressure on both sides. And then after a while, you want to back it off. Start it, back it off. And what that does is it breaks the chips off on the inside. Now, since this isn't a through hole, it's important to know that you're going to have to take the tap all the way out at some point so you can clear those chips. Now, unfortunately, again, can't find any of my stuff today, but what you're going to want to use is a bottom tap. It means it doesn't have as much taper. Here, let me show you. It's time to clean the chips out anyways. See this? This is not a bottom tap. A bottom tap wouldn't have this point on it and the taper would be really short on it. Now, once you've gotten the depth that you want, if you have the availability, I always recommend drill a little bit past so you have a little bit of pocket. But of course, it's always important to know what you're actually drilling into or tapping into. Make sure you don't go too far. And when you're done, you should have a nice threaded hole. Threaded hole. It looks something like this. Will it do it? Maybe too close? Ah, there it is. Get everything cleaned up, and then I'll show you the next part. Now, we got it all cleaned up. This is my 1/4-20 bolt, and what I'm going to do is, now that I know the hole is, if you're using any kind of like liquid or brake cleaner, make sure the hole is dry, because you can hydrolock with a good threaded hole and you can crack metal by threading something into it. Now what I'll do is I'm going to cut the top of this off, and then I'll have my stud. And everything else is metric on this tractor, so this is going to be great because this is going to be the only standard thing on here. So there we go. And there you have it, folks. A brand new stud that I get to curse every time I have to take the seat off, because it's going to be the one standard thing on here and everything else is going to be metric. All right, folks. Hope you learned something.